Anthony Ferraro, Dan Mancina. Two blind guys collide to bring you Four Bad Eyes Podcast.
We're back!
Studio 4.
Studio 4 Bad Eyes. Actually, it's 6 Bad Eyes today, baby.
Oh, and 3 brown eyes.
Yay!
Oh! We got the amazing, infamous special episode today with Mr. Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins, baby. Greatest blind skater ever.
Greatest,
Nick Mullins.
the first ever.
You're being too nice.
He's who, Dan, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it the first blind skater you ever heard of?
That I heard of? I don't know, but first one I skated with, I heard of the Vancouver kid.
Oh, the blind kid.
I think he's the first one that when I Googled blind skateboarder. That was the only thing that came up back in the day. Was that kid. And then I found Nick Mullins. And I was like, oh, this dude can shred.
Nick Mullins is the craziest, probably most ballsy blind skater I've ever met in my life. Doing like freaking airs and shit on these mini ramps and stuff. Now skating vert.
Vert.
Vert alert.
Full size vert.
He's doing freaking McTwists.
Trying. That's a little scary. Like, I don't know.
So you had the barracks do like a profile on you way back when you first lost your sight? Is that true?
So when I was in my coma, completely like just dead, basically, my filmer Steve ended up shooting a video to them, and then apparently a bunch of people were saying like, "Oh, you need to like acknowledge this dude, like, you know, it's like see what's going on with him." And then the barracks got a hold and saw everything, and they were like, "Oh my god!" Like
that documentary was incredible. What's it called?
Well, this is different. This is before.
Oh,
I think you're thinking of the newest
Oh,
one.
sorry.
We'll get into that.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
We'll get into that.
yeah,
So they did a profile?
Well, it was because I was in my coma and I was, you know, I grew up pretty poor and stuff, and you know, hospital bills were getting extremely expensive. And mid coma, they basically were like, "We will help you, like,
Oh, sick.
figure everything out."
So let's backtrack a one
lot.
step. How do we get into the coma?
MRSA staph infection. I ended up, I just was at a skate spot. Bad place to be, I guess. Old broken down warehouse, and I was just trying to hit bank to guardrail, and there was this gnarly crack at the bottom on both sides, and I had to like pop down like off the bank to flat to even get speed up to it, and I just caught the crack. And when I fell, it was like dirt, but it was orange colored, and I was like, that's whatever, you know. I went home, cleaned it up, you know, like hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And kept
It's like on
up
your hip?
Yeah.
So you did clean it.
I cleaned the hell out of it. Like there was, I kept up on that. I had bandages, I had everything, because it was,
Really?
the road rash was so bad, it went from my hip to my knee, all on the left side.
And did it take all the skin off?
All of it.
Like
Yeah.
layers, probably, right?
Yeah, it was like one of those scabs where it was super, super thick. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you like wake up in the morning and it's like stuck to your bed sheets.
Yeah, it's basically like a callus type thick, too.
Yeah. And it was bad for a while. In the clip, it doesn't look bad. I just slide into frame. But
Right.
like I stayed there, got the clip, and then left. And
What was the trick?
I was trying front Smith on the guardrail, kickflip in.
Okay.
And
how old were you?
17. Yeah.
And you weren't born with any type of no condition, nothing.
No.
Everything was fine.
Yeah. I had 20/20 vision.
Driver's license?
Yep. For a minute.
Yeah.
Just for a second.
So you go, how long till you went to the hospital from falling?
So I went to the hospital 3 separate times. The first time I started, like, I felt sick. Like I had like the achiness of like the flu.
Fever.
Yeah, fever, flu, but everything. But I didn't have like nasal congestion or anything. Nothing in my chest. I wasn't coughing, sneezing. I just felt achy.
Yeah.
I was like, "There's something kind of wrong here." And I went to the hospital, and I'm like in the room, and this doctor comes in. He's like, "Okay, like what's going on with you? I was like, I just don't feel good. Like, I don't at all. Like, this
Something's
sucks.
off.
Something's off. And he was like, all right, well, we'll do your blood test. We'll see what's up. And it came back like, he said there's some type of bacterial infection. So he gave me...
In your blood at this point.
Yeah, it was in my blood already, which was so fast.
So, sorry, I think I missed. How fast till you went to the hospital the first time?
The first time, from the fall to the hospital was a week and a half.
And is this that first time?
Yeah, that first time. Yeah. And then they gave me antibiotics and ibuprofen. And then I went home for a week, laid in bed, just felt worse and worse. Every day I woke up and it was just worse. I was like, oh my God, like I can't even walk to the bathroom to take a piss right now. You know, and I'm fully sighted. Like there's no nothing in my way. Like, every day was just worse. So then about a week and a half went by. I went to the hospital again. I was like, okay, I have these bumps on my legs. Because I didn't know after it healed up, because it healed up pretty good. So I had these thick scabs on it, and the scabs started peeling off. So I had this real thin, like, pink skin.
And then would it pus?
Well, I looked down, like I was taking a shit, and I looked down on my left knee, or like right above my, I would say like mid-thigh, basically. And I looked down, and there was just like this boil about the size of a nickel.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell? Oh my God. And I'm sitting there, and I try to pop it, and like I'm squeezing it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like the worst pimple of my life. This is terrible. And I like try to pop it, and I keep squeezing it, and then I just like pinched it. And when I pinched it, it like the top skin came off, and then I pulled my leg skin out. Oh, like it was like a plug that came out. And I was like, and then I like after I cleaned it up, I like looked at my leg, and there was just a hole, just directly in my leg. And then I knew something was real fucked up, because I had this bottle of alcohol, like 93% or whatever, and I like put it on it and like squeezed it into the hole, and it didn't even burn, nothing.
Whoa,
that's insane.
As soon as that happened, I got scared. I hopped in the shower. I cleaned my entire body off with alcohol. I was like, I got super sanitary. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Like, this is not good. And then 2 days later, I go back in the bathroom, and I'm like scared to take my pants off, because I could feel my left leg is getting like real sore at this point. Like even bending my knee was killed. It just killed. And then I finally I was like, all right, fuck it. Like whatever's happening, it's gonna happen. So I took my pants off, and I looked down at my leg, and there's like 50 big blisters. Just
yeah.
I was like, oh no, like this is bad. Like this is really
My leg is
bad.
falling off.
Yeah. Well, it moved from my leg all the way up to my left butt cheek, and I had this one on my butt cheek that was
The discomfort.
That was, dude. I'm not even joking. Like it was the size of a 50-cent piece. Just the head of it, like a pimple. And for some reason, I just wanted to rip it off and clean it with alcohol. Like everything, I just kept cleaning everything with alcohol, trying to say, sanitary.
Right.
I was scared. And then after dude, here's the funny thing. So I got real frustrated because I just wanted to skate. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
So like I'm laying in bed, I'm like, I should just get up and skate. Because every time I'm like, I have a cold or something, I'll go and like try to sweat it out.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go skate, see if this will help. It's been like over 2 weeks now. Like I'm still feeling shitty, but I'm just feeling worse day by day. Like maybe I just need to go like get
Sweat something out.
Yeah, sweat something out. So
This blood pumping.
yeah. And I I went to the bathroom. I grabbed duct tape and some paper towel. And I just duct taped my entire ass to my knee. Just all paper towel and duct tape. And
That does not sound smart.
that was not smart, no. But I just I wanted it to be clean. I wanted to make sure that there was nothing getting
Just
in it.
protected. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up going to my local skate park. At the time was Highland, and it was the last skate video I with sight I ever put out. It was Nick's Few Little Tricks
At the park.
At the park, and the whole time I'm skating, I am like about to puke from the pain that I'm in. But I'm like, I just want to be here. I just want to skate.
And were you sponsored by DC at this time, or was it about to happen?
I was Flow for DC at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's when they were massive.
Yeah. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
very massive still, but like, yeah, that's when DC got real innovative with their shoes at that time. They started doing like a cleaner cut, different soles, you know, playing with different materials, and their shoes just got so good.
Yeah, so also in the back of your mind, you might think like, oh, well, I got to keep going because I got this Flow sponsor too. I want to get better.
Yep. Got to push out clips.
So you go to the skate park, and then what happens?
So after that day, I go home. I peel the duct tape off. I hop in the shower, clean again with alcohol, you know, wash my hair and get out. And the next morning, I was just laying there in bed, and I'm like, I can't see. Like, I was like looking up at my ceiling, and I was just seeing sparkles. I was like, whoa. And everything got like, every time I would look a certain way, everything was like shaky and trailed. So like I would look left, and it just like took a second for my brain to react. I was like, oh no. So I like tried to push through it, and I'm like, I don't know if I can get through this. Like, there's nothing that I've taken my antibiotics fully, didn't miss. I had it all scheduled. Nothing.
I'd be cleaning the wounds.
I stayed as perfect, like textbook.
Right.
And, God, this is like kind of tough. It's that day when I woke up, it was probably like, about 3.5 weeks later. I like got up out of bed, and I couldn't stand. Like I almost pissed myself. I drug myself to the bathroom, and then my dad got home from work. God, dude, I couldn't imagine the scene. So like I'm just laying on the floor. I'm like, Dad, dude, I can't walk. I can't. And he's like, dude, your lips are blue, your face, you're white. And he just picked me up, threw me in the truck, got to the hospital, and after the waiting room, I don't know. I was like, they had me like lean forward on this like bench thing, and then they took this big ass needle that was like 5 inches long, and drove it right into my spine. And as soon as it hit my spine out, and then I woke up a month and a half later. So it was just.
Oh man! So did they put you in an induced coma?
Yeah.
Before they even examined you, really?
Oh, they were like, he's dying. Like they could see it because like.
Oh man!
My dad's my dad's like a hard ass and stuff, but like even he was like, uh-oh, not good. You can't get out of this one. Spooky, man. It's crazy how shit happens.
So a month and a half.
Well, you were in the coma for a month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a half.
You fall asleep, being able to see somewhat, it probably just a haze of what's going on.
Yeah, there was a couple times where I woke up when I shouldn't have. The anesthesia, something happened. Cord was like one of the cords was kinked that kept the flow going, and one of the worst experiences was I woke up midway when they were doing an operation on my left eye.
Whoa!
So like I can't like lights turned on, my brain turned on, and I was like, "What's going on?" And the doctor was like, "Don't move." And then he just drives this needle directly into my eye, just straight in, all the way back to the into the optic nerve behind the retina. And he's like, "Don't move." And then the nurse came over, and she like grabbed my hand. She's like, "Just stay still." And then she's like, "You'll feel it in a second." And then she was like, as soon as she said, "You'll feel it in a second," right back out. I was like,
holy
what
shit.
the hell just happened? Dude. What just happened? Like, at that point, I'm like, I'm glad I'm sleeping, but every time I woke up after that, out of the coma, it was just pure panic. Because I was like, what is going on? What is happening? Am I like...
Did you know you were in the hospital every time you woke up?
No. Half the time I was so disoriented that I was like, I'm somewhere, and I hear like beeping, and I hear people constantly around me.
And you
like,
can't see anything.
No.
You just light?
It was just super like mega fog. Like
right.
Like when you drive a car in fog, like there's lights and stuff, like you could see the brightness, but there's no contrast, no nothing. You know
Like
what I
looking
mean?
at a street lamp in a blizzard.
Exactly.
Like in the distance,
Yeah.
just like this blurry light. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Whoo! So
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say, so then you eventually actually, well, did you say they gave like a 2% chance of making it or something wild like that?
Well, they already wrote me off as dead, but legally they're not allowed to give you 100% death. So they gave me 99%.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, he's got 1% chance to live, you know. And that day was horrible for everyone that was there, because it was just like, just say your goodbyes, because tomorrow he's not going to be here. You know, it's just, I don't know, a lot of prayer, a lot of, you know, love, a lot of something in the universe was tinging like, nah, he ain't dead yet.
Still a lot more for this boy.
Trying, you know, can't give up now.
What do you remember? Did anything when my mom went to a coma? She had some crazy thing happen to her, like where she was climbing, and her hand would get over the top, and she would just about to pull herself up to the top of this, like all this light and shit.
Yeah.
And my brother's voice and hand would pull her back and be like, "Not yet, Mom."
Oh my God, you're about to make me cry. Yeah, that feeling is so I had the most vivid, like, the other side when I was in my coma, the other side I was in, it felt blissful. Everything, like, I didn't have a body, but I had consciousness.
Right.
So I was conscious, but like speckly. So like I would understand what was going on, but I didn't have any like judgment or ego.
No opinion.
No opinion, no nothing. Everything was just flowy.
Very euphoric, right?
100%. And like when I was over there, I like didn't want to come back
Yeah.
at all, because I was like, what the hell's the point? Like I'm comfortable. Like this.
Everything
nothing.
feels good.
And then
There's no suffering here.
yeah. Well, just being alive is hard.
Yeah.
Dying's easy. It's, I mean, shit. But like, the one thing that drug me out of that whole like realm of,
Do you have any memories from that the other side?
Dude, the craziest dreams ever.
Like
I
people
could everything. Like I could write movies about some of the shit I saw.
Can you give us like one thing?
Okay, so I was a fish person. Well, I wasn't a fish person, but I was working with these little creatures that were like gremlins, but they weren't, kind of little people. And I had like a scuba suit on, and we were going down into the ocean and building these like little coral apartments, like duplexes and stuff. And I'm just like chipping away, and then like I would grab some coral and like cut it, and then I would give it to this little fish dude, and he would like take it off and break it down, and you know, and then make like pillars and stuff out of it. So like we were all working together, and then we finished like this cliff kind of like apartment complex for these other little fish people. And I have like my scuba suit on or whatever, and like it was the weirdest thing. He like the little fish dude was like, all right, like picture time, like take a picture. And as soon as he like took a picture, I got welded to the floor.
What?
My scuba suit went completely dry, and I died. Like all the air went out of my suit.
You were going through multiple lives, like multiple vortexes.
Yeah, the funniest thing I will say that I saw was I was at like this Chinese, like Japanese restaurant where the tables weren't tables. They were like 4-inch tall little plates of water, and each little section had like different crustaceans in it. And I look over, and there's fucking Will Smith, and he puts on this fucking duck bill, like like a fucking duck, and he just dives his head and. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then I was like, no, I'm dreaming. And then I got
Shark Tale's your favorite movie, dude? This all sounds
a
like
good
Shark
one.
Tale.
Hey-oh. Yeah,
So did you die multiple times in your coma?
Every time.
Every dream, it was like a new death into a new life?
There was no sleep. You couldn't, like, it wasn't like, okay, my day's done. It was just death, and then I'd wake up in a new, different situation.
Wow. That's wild.
Do you remember what pulled you out of your coma?
I heard my dad's voice.
That's really common, like hearing someone's voice.
It was weird because it felt like an echo for a second, then it just got louder, like, come back, come back, come back. Like, he said he looks like he needs juice. That's
Get my boy some juice.
Get him, yeah, it was just, he looks like he needs juice.
So the first thing you heard that was, quote, reality?
Yeah.
Other than when you woke up.
Looks like he needs juice.
Yeah, that was it. And then I was like, oh my God, like, it felt like I took my first deep breath.
Your body was back.
Yeah. And it just, it sucked, dude. Like, as soon as I came back from the other side to here, I felt numb. Like, my body was numb. Like, I didn't have feeling. I couldn't feel things. I couldn't move. I had consciousness, but I couldn't feel anything. And then it slowly would trickle in.
It could have to do with, like, all the anesthesia you were on, too.
Yeah. They had me blasted with
multiple drugs.
Everything, yeah. Because my room, was tenanted because they had no idea what was going on with me. They put me as, like, category 5, like, you need a biohazard mask to go in there, like, everything. I was cut off from the world. Like, that room would be burnt if I, Black Plague shit. So they had no idea. They didn't,
So when someone came in, they had to wear
full bodysuit, everything.
A full suit just to see you?
Yep. And my bed was tented. So
whoa, you couldn't even get close to you. You couldn't touch you or anything.
No, I was, Black Plagued, like, cut off from everybody.
Wow. What hospital was this?
So
this is in Ohio?
I originally went to a hospital in Ohio, and then they life flighted me $275,000. Jesus. Yeah, it was great.
Remember the flight?
I'm sorry. I wish I did, at least for that much money.
Private flight. Dude.
Yeah, it was great. Got all my machines. Everything's beeping.
Oh man. So they brought you where?
To Ann Arbor.
Are you U of M?
U of M. Yeah, they saved my life. I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys if it wasn't for them.
Because did Ohio have no idea what the fuck was going on?
No clue. No clue. They actually flew a doctor out from New York or something to come check me out because they were like, we've never seen anything that's happening with him.
Yeah, because I've never heard of MRSA hitting that hard.
It's never been that far before. The way that they said when they took my blood out of my arm, it was like coagulated. Whoa, it was brown and coagulated. So my heart was just like just pushing sludge. And my blood cultures were just, they didn't know what the hell, like how I was even breathing.
So they just started pumping you with every kind of antibiotic, the strongest thing that they have?
Yeah, so what they did, from my understanding, is they thinned my blood out and then started sifting it, basically like dialysis in a way.
Dialysis?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't dialysis though?
It was... It's relative to dialysis. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but it was experimental at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they put me on a blood thinner. And this is, as far as I'm aware, they put me on a blood thinner and then started basically like draining me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kept like another flow of blood, but they slowed my heart down to like 30 beats a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just... everything was just super slow, and then they like sucked all the blood out of me real quick and then pumped it back up, and then like a defibrillator, is that what it's called, the little things, and it just like I was already there, like my heart was still beating, but they hit me with that after they pumped all the new blood in me, and it was like a squirt. It just felt like, oh, holy shit, like I felt it. That's the weirdest thing for me, is because like I was in a coma and I'm in, you're unconscious, but I felt that when I felt like my whole blood, like it felt like I got recharged. And then after that, I I don't know what the hell they did.
After that.
Wow.
I have no idea, but it's like new life.
Do you remember coming out of the coma, like what the first thing you said was, or? I'm curious because
Yeah. So I had a trach.
my mom had one of those. Yeah, they had to cut the hole in your throat, basically.
Yeah, they almost choked me out with one. So I had the trach, and they pulled the trach out, and I could breathe out of it and shit. And it was kind of funny after for a second, but they had to put this plug in so I could talk, or else I had to put my finger in it.
Yes, that was the same thing with my mom. I remember that.
Yeah, I put my finger in it, and there was like I was so skinny, like even my finger was just like nothing.
So your body like withered away a lot.
Yeah,
like all the muscle you built up from skating and.
Yeah, I was 165 plus pounds, and when I woke up out of my coma, I was 90 pounds.
Oh, man.
Which, when my liver and kidneys shut down, I went from 165-ish to 245 pounds of water weight.
Your body was just swollen?
It was just filled with all the solution.
This is when you were asleep, though, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I was in the coma. And my neck was so fat that my neck was wider than my head. So it looked like a itty bitty vine. Yeah, dude. And my balls. This is the goofiest thing. My ex, like when they were cleaning me while I was in my coma, like they had to like move me to clean so I didn't have like bed sores and stuff. And she was like, I saw your balls, and she was like, it looked like two avocados like trying to hug each other. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, they were huge, like swollen.
You're like, can I get my balls back?
Oh my God, dude. Like now I don't know. Like now I'm like, what? I don't even know how they would even do that.
Yeah.
Like what the hell happened?
Yeah, I know someone that got hit with a baseball in the nuts and their one testicle swelled up to the size of a grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, what is that, blood or
I
just
don't
tissue?
know.
Like
Yeah.
a balloon?
That's
Cool.
wild.
So you wake up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was the first thing you remember saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first thing I remember saying was, "Will you be with me?" Was so I had a girlfriend at the time that I was off and on with for a while, and her and I just got back together right before.
Is this
I got
one you
sick.
have the kid with?
No.
Okay.
This she claimed she had a kid with me. DNA testing proves wrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was rough.
It's a full Maury.
Yeah, yeah, it would, dude. It would, yeah, Maury situation, 100%. And you are not the father.
Tuesdays.
Well, and I am gonna get some tequila for tonight.
I got another life, dude. Woo, you're reborn again.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wanted a family and stuff, but it was just more or less like not with you.
Yeah, that was not the time.
That was the first thing you said. When did you realize you couldn't see?
Right when I
blind.
woke up. Yeah, right when I woke up, I kept opening my eyes and blinking. Like, blink, 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 blink. Like, but when's it gonna turn on?
Did you think it was just a residual of like the coma and stuff, and maybe it's just gonna go back? Like, was that was going through your head?
I mean, I was half in the bucket, so I was half here and just half like delusional. Yeah. So like, I felt like I was like, oh yeah, just like.
Yeah, it's just like,
Get it,
whatever.
Not even worried about that at that point.
There was no. It was like there was no worries, but I was just so confused.
It almost seemed normal.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, actually, it just felt normal, but like,
but it wasn't.
Yeah, I was just. It was like confusion the whole time.
Mm-hmm. So month and a half coma. You wake up. How long from waking up to going home?
I didn't do physical rehab because I was just pissed off. They took me off of all of the painkillers, just like at a snap of a finger.
Whoa.
Wait, that's bad.
And I had bad, like,
withdrawals.
Horrible. Like, I wanted, it felt like my body was getting burnt with a blowtorch.
And would you get like electrical shocks through your body?
Yeah, like I would tremble. I would have like these jolts of just, and I like,
the jolts.
The jolt, and I would panic. Like I just felt like I would just scream.
Is this at home or is this at?
This was
at
the hospital. Okay. Yeah, still. And then finally, like,
how many days of that?
About a week and a half of that. Wow. And then they started seeing that I was like not as panicky and freaking out and shit, and I couldn't move. Like I couldn't even move my arms.
Oh, you
or
still
anything.
couldn't? No muscle or energy or.
No, so I'm just like laying there, just in pain. There's nothing I could do.
Just
Probably
going
doesn't
like,
matter.
Yeah.
Did they move the tent at this point?
Yeah, they figured out what was going on.
Okay.
Like after they hit me with some weird, crazy antibiotic bullshit. I don't know.
kind
whatever
of
they-
flushed out the MRSA
It's like I said, like that dialysis, and then
Yeah.
that
and getting the blood clean.
yeah, it just like I got recharged and hit one of those golden back online. Let's go.
It was like
Wow.
flatline to
Yeah.
doot, doot, doot,
Yeah. So
So a week and a half of
of that
withdrawals.
withdrawals.
yeah.
And then what was next for you? I'm curious of the transition of getting out of
Yeah.
the hospital.
So it was me just learning how to sit up. I felt like I was like a baby again because I had to learn how to like. I had no neck muscles.
like even move
I-
your head. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to relearn how to like sit up, hold my head up. I had to relearn how to eat. I had to relearn how to talk. I had to relearn everything.
Oh, even swallowing and stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, there was a couple times where because I had my trach, I would drink something and it would just squirt.
come out, right?
Yeah, it
Oh.
would just squirt
That
all
happened
down
to
my
my mom.
chest. Yeah, and they were like,
Why
"Plug
do
that
they-
shit up."
Why do they do a trach instead of just like a tube down your throat?
So the reason why they did a trach, they didn't do just a trach. So they went in my throat for the breathing, and then they went 2 tubes on each rib on each side. So I have 2 holes on each side that went through my ribs into my lungs. The MRSA got into my lungs and basically was like, that's where it was living, was in my lungs. It was eating, it turned my lungs into Swiss cheese. It was just 2 bags with holes all over the place. Which like they had to burp my body, which
Like a baby.
Releasing gas.
but
on your
it
lungs.
would go into my I had a butt catheter, and it would just like they like so the air would leak out of my lungs into my body, and then they'd have to like
Shoot it out the butt.
yep, because it ain't going anywhere else. So.
That's wild. So when did they give you like the diagnosis? Like, we're sorry, Nick, but you're blind now. Did they ever like? Was there a moment in the hospital they had to tell you that, or did no one know what was going to happen with your eyesight?
No one knew because they've never seen retinal detachment in that way. Because like my retina was it still had blood flow to it, but it was just hanging there.
Like by a thread.
Yeah, like but it was like think of like a wallpaper. The wallpaper just got wet, so it's still there, but it's like
The wallpaper's not really wallpaper anymore.
yeah, exactly. So they were like trying to figure out what they could do, and they started talking about like stem cell and a few other things, and then one day I just remember like blinking, and all of like that foggy shit that I had gone. Like I just blinked, and it was just
like
gone.
detach the actual retina almost or
Oh,
something.
yeah, it just by a blink it just disappeared.
Was it black?
Not black, but it was like waves of color.
You kind of described it as like a TV with static, right? Like
yeah.
one of those channels that don't work.
Yeah, a lot of people call it snow.
Snow, okay, yeah, the visual snow.
Yeah, visual snow, but with colors.
Oh,
I see.
man, that's
So do you guys have this too, to where like you see colors, but like it's colors that you can't even put words to?
Dan has nothing. So
Yeah,
Dan's all black.
I've never had that color stuff though.
So
I
do
have
you see
that.
black?
Yeah, Dan's black, right, Dan?
It's like, yeah, not black, but like I don't know, the best. I don't know, just like not a light, but I don't even know.
Yeah, see, it's so
The
hard to find the
weirdest,
words.
like,
yeah.
Wait, I
lightest
thought it was black for you.
grayish. But that's because my one eye is still in
Existing.
my thing. So like sometimes I'll still get like a light flash, very rarely, and
Yeah.
like floaters.
Yeah.
But it's not like light. It's not actual light. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like a weird. I don't know what the hell it is. The retina, something going on in there still.
Something neurological.
I do have that where there's colors though, and you have no idea what colors they are.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
know it's
yeah.
a color, but you can't distinguish the color.
Not at all. It's like purple, but
It's not
iridescent.
color blindness. It's just lack of vision.
It's it's like your brain trying to make something up.
Yes.
It wants to see.
Oh, my
so
brain
bad
will
that it's-
make stuff up so many times because it just wants to see.
Did you guys did you have the Dan? Did you have the phases of like seeing faces?
No, you
the
had
face thing.
that?
Yeah, I saw faces just randomly.
Yeah.
Like
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. It's
Yeah,
got
I'm
like
trying to stretching my name right now, or stretching my brain. What is that called?
I would just randomly though. I'd just be sitting there, and then I would just see like a face come at me, and then it would just like get close, and then it would just go away.
It's like hallucinant. Yeah, people will see like elephants outside, like walking
Yeah.
around and weird stuff.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of that. For some reason, my brain went to dolphins a lot.
Bonnet, Bonnet syndrome or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's like
sounds
the hallucinogenic or what's the word?
hallucinogen.
Hallucinogen.
So you,
Yeah, you see some-
Hallucinogens.
wait,
People
so
who
you-
have like macular degeneration have that a lot.
yeah,
They'll think they see stuff.
I have like I get floaters really bad. These like white things that just
Floaters.
will like go across my eyes. Like it's just like a white line or something that
Yeah.
just floats by. And you're like, what the fuck was that?
Okay, so when I have those, my eye will try to follow it. I'm like, that one just went left super hard. Okay. I hope no one was looking at that.
What are you looking at, Nick?
Over there and right here.
So I really want to get to like what life was like once you got home. Like how did everything? Because you got back to skating, and I know that took a long time of
Yeah.
probably being angry at the world or depressed or what.
Yeah. It's just, I was pissed.
What was like the day getting home?
A lot of sleep.
Just
sleeping,
resting.
yeah.
Yeah, just kept sleeping. You know, they prescribed me a bunch of pain pills, and I was like, I already went through that shit. I'm never doing that again. Like, I don't even. I'm just gonna deal with the pain.
Yeah, that could have been a real whole different.
Yeah, it could have been a whole
Path
different
there.
Nick.
Yeah. So like, I just laid in bed, and then one day I just got up. I was like, I need to start. Like, I can't just.
I need
Move.
to live my life.
Yeah, I can't just keep sleeping.
Were you like, I'm just gonna sleep forever?
That's how I felt at
Yeah.
first. Yeah, I was like, well,
There's no reason to do anything.
fuck life. Like,
Yeah.
not even worth trying right now.
I want
And
to go
then-
back to that blissness that I had.
Yeah. I was like, this sucks.
What was the first day you got up? Like, how long from when you got home, and what did you do?
So I got home. I slept for like 2 days. And then my dad was like cooking something like just, I think it was like buttered pork ribs and scalloped potatoes. Like I just smelt it. I was like, oh, that smells fucking good. And I like sat up and I was like, come on, man. Like rock it. Like get up.
Let's walk to the kitchen.
Food is
Yeah.
medicine.
Yeah.
Let's walk to the kitchen was the thing.
Dude, it was like that whole like, come here, come on. So like I got up. I was like, just fucking get up, dude. Just walk. And I was like, I like fell over a couple times. And my dad's rocking out. Like when he cooks, he's jamming music, having some beers.
Doesn't hear
know?
you moving around.
No. And like I like fell over. I was like, all right, cool. Like it's fine. That didn't hurt. And I like finally like walked over and he turned because it was like a doorway to the kitchen. And he turns and he's like, holy shit. What? Okay, are you good? Do you need to sit? And I'm like, I'm gonna stand as long as I can. I was like, can you make me a plate? And he just hands me a plate. I'm like, all right. Can you feed me?
Can you cut it up too?
Yeah. Chew it for me. Baby bird time.
Oh, but your dad actually had to feed you though.
Yeah, a little
For
bit.
real?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, because
that's
I
crazy.
couldn't lift my hands no more than like past my belly button.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
You were
everything.
brittle probably too. Like
Fragile.
yeah, because when my mom got home, I don't mean to keep bringing it back to that,
No,
but that's
yeah,
what I
no.
have as a reference. Like when she got home, I didn't want to leave her alone to walk anywhere by herself. Like I would be behind her on the stairs, everything, because you're afraid. There's so little.
How far from your room to that kitchen door?
Probably about 40 feet.
And so you had to turn onto your door and walk down a hallway, pretty much.
It was like out of my bedroom to the living room.
And you
then the
fell
living
on
room.
your way.
Yeah, I just.
So, but
like
you're
twice,
just this is
yeah.
your first time
walking.
walking, being blind as well
Yeah.
as insanely weak. So you're just
Yeah.
kind of just holding on to the wall, pretty much. I'm assuming.
I just closed my eyes and I was like, listen to the music. Just listen to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food, man. Fucking food.
Food got
Food
me,
is the
man.
savior. It's a cure.
I don't care, man. You bust out scalloped potatoes.
Pork ribs
I'll be
and
there.
scalloped
Pork
potatoes.
it is.
Man.
It's not a bad meal to get your first walk to.
Yeah. I ate there. I sat and ate, and I was just like, just glad I got up. I was like, all right, well.
And that was enough for freaking probably a day or two.
Yep.
Like, you're probably so exhausted just from that.
Yep.
You remember anything your dad? Did you guys have a conversation, or were you even like too weak to talk and stuff? Or
Yeah, we were talking just random, like, childhood memories, shit like that. Because he was like, I'm just glad you're sitting here with me, man.
Yeah.
Like, we started talking about childhood stuff, and and my dad's such a character, man. So I got done eating, and I like stood up, and I got lightheaded. I was like, I just leaned against the wall. I was like, and my dad just goes, well, you got your ass here, so make it back.
Oh my God.
But he was there, like.
No, he meant
was
that with all
yeah,
the love.
Yeah. Like, just, razzing on
He
me.
was your
It's like,
cheerleader.
Yeah. So, shit like that is what pushes me, because it's like, yep, I made it here, so might as well just make it back. Push a little bit harder every day. Lean into the discomfort, because
That's what it's all
discomfort's
about.
growth,
Yeah, the more comfortable you get in the discomfort, the better you are.
Just sucks, man.
that's intense.
That's really intense.
Ooh, had me teary-eyed. That was good.
Same. I had these chills and goosebumps really bad.
So you make it back to the room.
Yeah. Slept for about a day and a half, got back up, did it again, and then again, and again, and again, and again.
Going
and
to
again.
dinner. Going to dinner.
Yeah, well, it was just taking my first shower by myself was such a privilege. Like, I was like, oh my God.
No, there's not people that have to clean me here.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I get to wash my own ass for once. Like,
Yeah.
People cleaning you is weird.
And then when's the first time you went outside? Pretty close to that? A couple weeks after that, or?
Yeah, I was starting to get kind of cold, so went and sat on the porch.
Okay.
Was like right outside of the living room, so I sat on the porch for a little bit, and I was like, man, I can't see anything. Like, I hear the birds chirping, I hear cars going by, I hear the wind, but
Oh, was that the first time you had the thought of like blindness almost?
yeah, it was kind of like, oh
Of
shit.
hearing the outside world and be like, oh yeah, I can't see that.
Like, I used to see these birds.
Well, it was kind of cool. Like, when it first happened, I was like obviously devastated, but I also felt something happen, because it was like someone turned my ears up. So like I stopped paying attention to stupid shit that I would see, and I started paying attention to everything around me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I believe that like everybody's like, oh yeah, your senses got heightened. It's like, no, I just pay attention to it more.
That's it. You focus more on them, and they
Yeah.
become stronger through that.
Yeah.
It was probably really cool here. Like, oh yeah, I've seen a bird 1,000 times, but I never really stopped and listened like that to a bird.
Yeah, because they have different like little accents to
Yep.
them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a little teet, 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 and then one's a little bit higher, one's a little bit lower, one's faster, one's slower. It's like chickadee.
Wait, that's a chicken. When was it time to like? I want to know how you got back to skating.
Yeah, so did you start like walking around the block? Walk to the mailbox first, or like?
All right, so my dad and the girl I was with got into a fight, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm
Fight or flight.
I'm recovering, so I need to like not be in a hostile environment, because it's like it's my girlfriend and it's my dad. So if they can't get along, there's just that tension in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I got a little bit of money. I'm gonna go get a place. Her and I got an apartment for a while, and it was where I grew up. So like it was like this kind of like duplex apartment complex kind of area, which is like an old golf course, and it's like about 1.5 miles long, something like that. And I I skated there every day. All my friends lived there. Everybody, like So I was like, all right, I know exactly where I'm at. I can walk left, go down the sidewalk. I know where I'm at. I could be in the middle of the parking lot. I know exactly where I'm at. So I took my first walk, and it like
No cane, right? I'm assuming.
yeah, no, I was fucking riding the curb.
Yeah.
So I was just on the curb the whole time, just walking, and I was like, well, I made it this far. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
My first walk, and I walked the whole place. So it was 1.5 miles. So I walked 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
That first time. I got home, I had blisters on my heels. I was like, I gotta eat. I gotta eat. And then
Where's the pork ribs, Dad?
Yeah, where's some scalps? But yeah, I got back, slept, and then 2 days later, I just did it again, kept doing it. And then I bought ankle weights, started walking with those.
Wow.
Yeah. Started doing that, and then finally I was like, all right, skateboard. It's time.
That's when it hit you. Ooh,
Were you thinking about the skateboard the whole time?
As soon as I opened my eyes, I was like, skateboarding. Like right out of the coma, I'm like, skateboard. Boobs.
Will you stay with me?
Don't take those from me.
So it was time for the skateboard.
Yeah. So my friend took me to the park, and I was just kind of like ear spectating.
You brought a board though?
Yeah.
Did you bring a board? Okay.
Yeah, I had it under my feet. I was just sitting there. I'm like, man, I can't even. Like, I would stand on it, but I couldn't. If I started moving, it just felt like the whole world was earthquaking. So I was like, oh, shit.
And it felt like everything could be in front of you, right? Like
Yeah,
you were just
yeah.
making stuff up almost.
Yeah, just waiting to get impaled,
Yeah.
it felt like. So, I don't know. That first day, it was like, I finally stood on my board, got my leg muscles built up a little bit, and then, like, I roll, and I finally ollied for the first time, and I was like, oh yeah, that it's on now. And I just kept I was like, all right, ollie.
So
All right.
no real discouragement of, oh man, it's gonna be a long road. You were just like happy to ollie and happy to be even standing on your board.
Just standing on it.
Yeah.
I was just happy to just
Yeah,
be there.
That's a good point. You weren't thinking like, oh, I have so far to go with skateboarding to get back to normal. You were just on the moon to be able to be on a skateboard again.
Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to be out of mind.
Did you have a sense of grateful to be alive? Any of that?
100%.
There was a lot of that? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably combated with I want to die, right?
Well, at first I was pissed off at everything,
Yeah.
and then after a while I'm like, I just went through probably one of the gnarliest things that anybody could go through.
Has gone through
Yeah,
or
it's
will
like-
go through.
I had to self-talk myself. I'm like, dude, they were about to amputate your entire leg. So you couldn't have a leg right now and be blind. You're fully functioning. Your legs work, your arms work, everything's fine. You just can't see right now. Figure it out. And just that extra self-talk, self-motivation is the hardest thing to do because it's am I full of myself? No. Just gotta try to figure it out though. Every day's a push,
Man, I don't know if I'd be that strong. That's insane thinking about that.
I know. It's really heavy.
You're a strong dude.
I've always looked up to you, and this just increases that. It's because I'll get down on myself just for being blind, and it's there's people even in your situation, I could have been dead, and you're just grateful that blindness is the only thing you're left with.
It's just a new hurdle in life. Now, if I want to do one thing, I have 5 more steps to do before it. And it's, it teaches you patience.
But you know all about
Patience.
that.
So much
Yeah,
patience.
so much patience.
It's the hardest thing for me is that patience.
But here's the funny thing, though. If we can do it blind, real swift and quick, and someone with vision can do it half-assed, it's
Yeah.
I'm almost a master, basically. You master every craft. We have to master every craft.
Everything.
good point.
From putting a cup from the dishwasher
Yeah.
to the
Cooking
cabinet.
food, everything.
Yeah.
Everything has to be to T, or else it's nope.
No, it's so true.
Master of all.
So you just started skate from that point on. Did you just have the confidence to start trying to skate again?
Kind of. I was a little hindered for a second because I was like, all right, I went from what I was doing to not being able to do very much. So it's
hard.
it hurt my feelings a little bit because I was like, I know what's here, I know what I'm capable of, but I can't do it.
Do a tray flip.
Oh my god, the first tray flip,
Well,
That
it
was-
was like landing for the first time again. So every trick probably felt so amazing.
Was that your first
right
flip trick? Was
there.
tray flip?
heel flip was my first.
Because you don't kick flip.
No, I
I know
can't.
that,
I fucking hate kick flips.
Heel flip was
Same.
the first.
Yeah, heel flip, then 3 shove, back 180, back heel, tray flip, and then started playing with nollie, and then just kind of expanded from there.
Nollie, okay.
I just went to my go-tos from when I, you know,
And you're the one of the best. Well, you are the best mini skater, vert skater I know. So when did you like? Was it
Thank you,
when
man.
you got on the? I mean that when you got on the mini ramp, were you like, oh, I could do this because it's like, I know where like how far everything is. There's like there's a method to this where it's like I can memorize kind of the layout.
Yeah, that first drop in was.
Yeah.
I just like it. As soon as I put my tail on the coping and was about to drop in, I just thought of like Wile E. Coyote stuck to the side of a mountain. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no going home. All right, you know. It's like I was just like, dude, you know where the quarter is. Just go, just go. 1, 2, 3, now. Like
Yeah.
I just didn't. As soon as I put my tail, I envisioned Wile E. Coyote, and I was like, don't think, you go now. Like
What is that noise?
it's my
beer.
can. Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
that's my can.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I just rocked my front wheels down. I felt the transition pull me in, and I was like, oh yeah.
Did you skate a lot of mini before that?
Yeah,
Before you,
yeah.
you did. Okay.
Yeah, mini is hands down my favorite thing.
Always been your
Like,
favorite, really?
Always, yeah. Just flowing back and forth, man, wave to wave.
Yeah.
You know,
And you get to go fast.
you don't have to think.
Yeah.
Just, you know, whatever feels natural is, you know,
fall
feels
into
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching your documentary, which plug that real quick. What's the name of it?
Plug that.
It's Nick Mullins, Just You and the Thing You Love.
And the Barracks produced it, correct?
No, my close friend Nick, he put that together.
Oh, okay, the Barracks put it out.
Yeah, they
on a bunch of
posted it.
stuff. Okay, yeah,
Also, I
Amazing
think Trans
documentary.
World posted it. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was just kind of like confused on the whole situation because I'm like, is it even worth being up? Because I see all these dudes like just destroying, ripping. It's
No,
like,
that's
no one
not
wants to
it.
see a sad story. you know?
Comparison is the thief of joy. You can't compare yourself to others.
I try not to, but there's some times where it's like,
Oh no, we're all
you
we're
know?
all victims of
Yeah.
it. That documentary is hands down one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. You guys got to go watch it because it's like it's a tearjerker. I remember.
It's
Sorry, were you gonna say
I
something?
would say it's just super raw.
It's
like,
very raw. Like even in the beginning when it starts out with you just trying to find your board and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck! Like
he doesn't shy. Nick doesn't shy away from the real shit that he had to go through. And,
extremely vulnerable, as
really
you can
shy
even
it.
tell on this episode. It's like you
Yeah.
just freaking the stuff you're talking about. A lot of people don't have the courage to talk about when they go through something like that.
say must see or must listen.
I mean, I could sit here and cry for 5 minutes.
I could cry listening to you for an hour, but
Oh, but I want to touch on two things. One,
You
because
can touch
you
me
were
all day, Dan.
because I want to touch on all of you. One thing you told me that was surprising was because you were laid up in bed so long that your tailbone
Yeah.
was like worn away almost.
Yeah, so I don't have a tailbone at
I
all.
have a tailbone.
It's called tailbone erosion. So like I have a tailbone, but it is like the size of a thumbnail. So it just got worn away. I have a heart-shaped ass.
so what happens when you fall on it?
Just a thud.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Does it hurt more though than it would if you had a full tailbone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's straight spine. Like you just feel
Yeah,
your
you're going.
the
You're getting,
there's no cushion there. Yeah. Feel my thigh. Right up here.
that was the. I,
Feel that? Hip
your
pads.
hip pads,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm always wearing them because it's got that the G form comes right on my tailbone. and
Yeah,
I
the
could
butt
actually just-
protector.
Yep.
I felt a thigh. That was this.
That's a good thigh.
That was the sorority I was a part of.
I felt the thigh. Betamax.
What was your other point, Dan? You had something.
You also told me one time that you went street skating. I don't know if this was your first time, but trying to skate a ledge, and you got pretty worked.
Yeah,
You hit your face?
I reverse accordioned, hit my face. It was just a number of things. Like I couldn't judge anything. Like coming from like being able to see to like not just like airballing.
You just
felt
went, but you were probably skating all fast and shit.
yeah,
too.
yeah, I was going for it. I'm like, well,
Wow.
you know, I hear it.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's why
It's a learning curve.
That's Dan. Like, I'm so impressed with half the shit you do just on ledge because I'm like, dude, that is like so much focus.
Yeah.
Like, I skate mini ramp, you know, back and forth. You know, I don't have to think. The shit you do, like flip back 5.0 and stuff, dude.
Yeah, your flip tricks. I mean, you have so many more flip tricks.
You have a lot of flip tricks.
into transition is wild. Yeah.
Well, transition is just like
Mine's all power of the cane, using the cane a lot,
yeah,
which you've started to use more and more, right?
because of you.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Way to
Yeah.
go.
You were doing everything without a cane, which is even fucking wilder.
Being a stubborn asshole.
The one thing in the documentary that was really powerful to me was like, or just like so interesting was like, you're like, I did one blunt on the mini ramp, and then it was like blunt, and you're
Yeah.
like, it's on now.
Yep. That was it. Because I like
Blunt fakey.
yeah, blunt fakey. Yeah. I was like, if I go blunt rock,
No
I'm
grab,
never,
Anthony.
Yeah.
No grab.
Yeah, no hands.
We're
no
gonna
hands.
try to get one of those
no
tonight.
hands. Anthony's getting there.
I'm gonna get a yank in first. I'm gonna try to do a.
Well,
I
don't
can
even-
do a
don't
blunt.
even yank it.
I could do a blunt, no grab to
Don't
rock.
Even go down. Yeah, that's
I
the
can do that,
step.
but it's the freaking going back in is sketch.
It's scary.
So the fact that you do that, I commend you.
I commend you, sir. I appreciate that.
It's just insane to me. It's like the balls are the size of avocados trying to hug each
They
other.
are still the
Call
size
back.
They are still the size of avocado.
Oh wait, here we go.
Is that elephantitis?
He's just. He's just.
yeah.
That's why he wears those hip pads to hide them huevos.
Huevos rancheros.
Protect the
Huevos ran
avocados.
avocados. Damn, dude, that is a wild story. I didn't even know all that, and I thought I'd talk to you about a lot of it. So
Yeah.
thank you for being so open.
Hey, thanks for having me on here. I mean, I feel
You're
honored.
not done yet, Sparky.
I don't even know what time we started. But
I
we're
do.
good. You also have a kid,
Yep.
a blind dad.
That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I'm about to be one of those, and I'm terrified.
Welcome to the dad club.
She's about to be 3. Right?
Yep. 3 years old.
Aquila.
In about a month. Yep. Aquila Serafina.
Aquila Serafina. It sounds like a song.
Right. It's got
Sounds
a
like an
flow-
Eagles
it's got
song.
a flow to it.
Yeah.
Eagle song. But you had a kid when you were blind, which is interesting to me.
It was, yeah, that was, I mean, like I said before, it's like, can't see, so everything we do has to be 5 steps to do one thing.
And you're a single dad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you share custody, but you're a single dad. Like you live on your own, and your kid is there when it's just you and her.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's even scarier to me.
It's a little nerve wracking because I can't sit and relax. Like my ears
Yes.
are all on her 100%. Like the whole time I'm just high tension. I'm like, oh my God.
That's how I was with Delta when she was a puppy. Like
Yeah.
if I was home alone with her, I would have to follow her around and
Yeah.
sit next to her. Like every time, I'd see what she was eating, put in her mouth. I imagine
Yeah.
it's like that with a kid.
Nothing's scarier when you don't hear anything.
Oh my God. My daughter just did this new thing.
Where she hides.
She found out that she could
gets
hide
it.
underneath the bed.
I was on
Oh
the phone
my
with Nick, and he was
God.
looking all over for her, and she was under the bed.
Under the bed, just going, hi. I was like, oh my God.
That is probably a freaking minor
Panic.
heart attack.
Panic. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what's happening?
And then I would have thoughts in my head like, they're gonna call social services, say I'm not fit to be a parent, like all these things.
Oh, test me. No, test me.
No, I know,
I
but
put all my faith into my child. Like everything. Like I make sure that I'm a good parent.
I
have
know
all the
you
food,
are.
Everything.
That's what would go through my head. I'm saying.
Yeah.
The thing that terrifies me, if and when I have another kid, is being alone with like a baby and them choking.
Okay.
That's
so,
where I'm like,
yeah.
dude, how do you know?
Oh yeah. So there was the worst. This is the worst incident that had happened. Was I gave my daughter a piece of orange, just like a little slice, and I heard her chomping, and then I heard, and then nothing for a second. I was like, "Where are you?" And I like found her, and she was like gagging, like no air was coming out of her chest or nothing. So she was like about to like trying to puke, but nothing was coming out, and I just like stuck my finger down.
Did the scoop?
And I did the scoop and pull, and it popped right out.
Oh, that's my worst fear.
Yeah,
in the world.
And then she took a big deep breath and started crying, and I just grabbed her. I was like,
I love you.
No more oranges until you're 12.
Yeah.
No more oranges until you're 18.
I'm chewing your food from now on.
Oh my God.
How old was she?
That's my worst fear.
This is probably like 2.5 almost.
Yeah.
So this was
like almost half a year ago.
yeah, about a year ago. Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
I saved my niece the same. I did the scoop, which they say you're not supposed to do, but I.
Is this
that
a-
girl.
They have
Is-
a tool for it, and that's just what am I
That's
gonna go
the-
get my tool?
Yeah, literally.
Like, what the fuck?
My thought is plug the nose and suck the mouth. Try to,
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
that
Is
was
that
my
is
thought. I think that might work.
do the
dude.
old plunger?
The plunger. Exactly.
It's the vacuum. Is that where CPR would come in handy? Or no,
That's-
CPR doesn't
no.
help. In
No,
that
there's a
situation.
technique where you put if it's a baby.
Yeah.
I think it's under 2. I don't know. I can't remember the name or the number, but like you put like your hand on their chest and you do the palm of your hand on their back.
Yeah. And
you're
then
supposed-
that's that
supposed to-
pressure. Yeah.
That's like the Heimlich for a baby.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a certain age where you actually do the actual Heimlich.
Yeah, because we're going to like
Yeah.
a thing postnatal where they teach me a lot of
All
stuff.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be helpful.
I think my plunger technique's the best though.
Yeah.
Just and then,
I don't know how to try it though.
Get it
There's
out
no
of
way
there.
to- yeah.
and then you get an orange.
That's all right. I can give myself the Heimlich too.
Just land on your back super hard. You'll be fine. Kurt! I don't need to breathe anyways.
Wow, yeah, that's terrible. Oh shit. Uh-oh, mic down.
Mic down.
There's our first mic spill.
What are you, blind or something? Come on now.
Jeez.
Trying to do something.
Jeez.
Hold on.
Were you trying to do the plunger technique on Nick over here?
Ooh.
Oh, he's far. I needed to far out of the mic. Thank you. It's a small space.
Why does it smell like latex all of a
Yeah.
sudden?
Comedy.
Wow, but yeah, single dad, blind dad crew.
Yeah. Blind dad. You're one of my big
Be a lot of phone
inspirations.
calls.
I'm gonna
I
be
think.
calling you a lot.
Dude, my phone will be on, anytime.
That's funny. We called Nick on a past episode, asked him about
Yeah.
changing diapers.
One of my favorite things that you did, a thing you figured out. Nick makes his own bracelets for his daughter's ankles
Yeah,
and puts
yeah.
bells on them.
Bells,
Little
yeah.
jinglies, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, if I can't hear her, something's up.
Right.
She's either being sneaky or taking a shit.
That is a really cool technique, though. Are there any other little like things you developed along the way of being a dad? Like
Depends.
a lot
I
of
mean,
wipes.
Yeah, well, at first.
Talking to that mic.
I mean, you just get swift after a little bit. I've definitely caught some turds.
Overclean everything.
Yeah, you might as well just, other techniques though, I mean, you'll figure it out just as time goes on. It
You'll
just,
figure it out by calling you.
yeah. Nick, I'm panicking. Okay, just breathe.
Nick,
Kusama.
they're hiding, Nick.
How do you do diaper bag, baby, cane, everything? That's tough. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Carrying stuff with the cane is such a pain. Having a kid with everything would be a lot, yeah.
well, being at home all the time with my kid, I don't have anything to do. So I just basically exercise all the time. So
Yeah.
just work out a lot. And
Yeah, we trade notes on workouts a lot.
yeah, finally, I'm like,
nice.
oh, my shoulders are building out now. Thank you, by the way.
So
Nice.
Justin Bishop is the first person I met in the blind skating community, but you're the first person I really like connected and talked to on the phone a bunch. And it was just really inspiring, like for me to hear your stories and like telling me like, I remember you telling me like, I was like, dude, I don't know. I get scared when there's a bunch of people. And like, cause I wanted to try a bowl somewhere. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, they can take a minute to let you try and skate and it's not gonna like fuck their day up or anything. And it gave me more confidence, not to be in the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like to actually take those chances of, cause I used to go to a skate park and if it had more than 3 people, I wouldn't go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You get anxious, kind of. You know what I mean? Like eager, anxious. So it's like, I just want to, like, kind of want to do my thing. I don't want to be in anybody's way. I'm not snaking anybody, but please let me have my moment to figure it out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we do a thing on here too where we ask people what grinds their gears. Like what
Any
type
pet peeves?
any pet peeves or anything in the world, anything that really pisses you off that people could do or something that, like
Hold
we've
on,
had.
let me pull my notepad out. 'Cause I've been writing these down for a while.
We have a recurring one that the cans where people buy cans from a store and like a drinking can, and then the cashier touches the top of the can where your mouth goes. They palm it.
Why did you just make me think about that? I never even thought about that now.
I know.
Why did you do that to me?
So what really pisses you off?
Bad attitudes, honestly. Just like why do you have to walk around with a chip on your shoulder when it's just you?
Yeah, it's so true, because it's like if we could all just have a good attitude about this or find common grounds, we can get so much more done.
Well, it's all perception. You make your own problems. You know what I mean? So it's like, stop. Just because you're around other people doesn't mean you have to show your attitude. I'm sassy. Good for you. Okay, can I just get the hell away from you? My God, I just
That's
want
a
my
good one.
Snickers.
Would you like a piece?
Mm-hmm.
No, awesome, man. Well, please plug everything.
Yes.
Everything for people to go to. What do you got?
I mean, all I got is just Nick Mullins on YouTube, and then Nick Mullins, just you and the thing that you love, and then
Your Instagram?
Instagram's Nicholas Mullins with 2 S's, NicholasMullins.
Mullins.
Yeah, because the original was taken 2 times.
And then you have my favorite TikTok name ever, Crash Test Blindy.
Yeah.
I've been working on some stuff. You ever seen a blind guy on a dirt bike do an endo?
Yeah, baby.
No, make sure you watch Nick's videos. He's got some amazing
Dude, you're
stuff.
good. Your personality is really good on there.
It's amazing. I love it.
I'm so
Extremely
self-conscious half the
entertaining.
time. I'm like, I don't want to post anything, but like, I just got to get this out of my head.
One of my
Yeah.
first viral skate videos was with Nick. Like one of my first short skate viral videos.
Oh, ditch
was
the kid.
Ditch the kid. We did. I'm blind, and I'm blind. And then we skated the mini together, and we threw our cane. He's like, ditch the cane. He won't. And we both threw our canes.
Yeah.
It was fun. That was a good old time in there in Bowling Green.
Yeah, Bowling Green O'Hare.
So yeah, man. Everyone go follow Nick. Watch that documentary. It's incredible. You can watch him skatevert on Instagram. Yeah. Just thank you for being here, Nick. Love you, brother.
Dude.
Really
Can't wait to shred with you tonight.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's
dope.
gonna be so fun. You're gonna have to teach me some more stuff on the mini.
I mean, I'm excited. Last night I was skating the 3-foot, and I was just going off for a second.
I can't wait.
Oh.
EI. Oh. Yeah, I love you, and thank you for being so vulnerable and open
Yeah, that was
and talking about some
amazing.
heavy stuff. So, if you guys made it to the end, good job. This was a real tearjerker.
I'm just gonna say, do not freebase cocaine.
That is sound advice, people. All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
As
for having me here.
always, yes, thank you, Nick. As always, keep pushing.
and one love.
Keep pushing, and one love from 4 Bad Eyes.